Okay, we're joined now by head coach Muffet McGraw of Notre Dame University. Welcome to Oklahoma City and the Oklahoma City Regional. Start with an opening statement.
Well, we're excited to be here and ready for a great turnout by the Notre Dame fans in Oklahoma.
Okay, guys, we'll open up for questions. Name and affiliation, please.
Associated Press. Can you just talk a little bit about the process of how you guys got here? I know you guys were delayed, and then just what you did during that time and what that was like for your team.
We took off from South Bend about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time on our way to Oklahoma City with a plan that we might have to spend the night in Dallas. We were on our way to Oklahoma City, and then they saw Lawton Airport was a little bit closer, so we decided to land there and bus over from there. So the buses came and picked us up, and a little minor inconvenience. We hung out, we ordered pizza. It was a very small airport, so we were the only ones there, and we had about 95 with the band and cheerleaders and our whole party. So we made the most of it, and our condolences to the people that were seriously affected by the storm.
Right here in the middle.
Hi, Tom Fitzgerald, San Francisco Chronicle. Coach, what have you seen from the Stanford team this year? This is the first time they haven't had an Agwumake sister in 7 years, and I'm just kind of wondering how you saw that change the dynamic for them.
Well, they were both very special players. They have put their name in the Stanford record books in a big way. Great players in the WNBA, so I think two huge losses for them. But they've really recovered well. I think they're a very balanced team. They're a very perimeter-oriented team, and they shoot the three extremely well. They're very disciplined, extremely well coached, a very smart team.
Follow up. You haven't played Stanford since '92 or '91-'92 season. Why is that? Is it just one of those scheduling quirks, or have you tried, or they tried to book a game and it just didn't work out?
I don't think we've really tried. In fact, I was talking to Tara a couple of weeks before the ACC tournament, and I said, it's kind of funny, we've never met in the NCAA tournament, and probably spoke too soon, because it's not a team that I really want to play. I really like Tara, and so I think it'll be it's kind of a great experience for us. It's nice to go to the NCAA tournament and play teams you haven't already played. We had to get by DePaul, which is sort of a rival for us, so that was a very different kind of game. So I kind of enjoy being in the NCAA tournament and playing teams that we haven't played in a while. No, we really haven't. We talked about going west, but we've been going to Southern California. We base it on recruiting. So if we're recruiting players from Southern California, we try to go there. So we don't have a lot of players from Northern California.
On the left.
Coach Jason Kersey from the Oklahoman. There's been a little bit of talk that Oklahoma City might be interested in bidding for a women's Final Four. I just wonder what your thoughts are on the city and how it supports women's basketball. Do you think something like that could work here?
I think that it can work anywhere that there's fans of women's basketball, and that's what we need to cultivate. The Tulsa Shock's not too far away, and I think they're getting a little more exposure because of that with the NBA team here. It's obviously a great basketball city, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of fans turn out, and I think your answer probably you'll find out tomorrow night whether it will be a good idea.
Okay, and then also on the left.
Coach, you mentioned that you haven't played Coach Henry very often, but just based on your knowing her over the years, what stands out to you about her as a coach makes her great?
I think she's still a student of the game. She loves to talk X's and O's. I remember one time a couple of coaches and I were just kind of sitting around doing a little doodling on a notepad in the lobby of a hotel, and she just kind of stopped by and said, "Oh, you mind if I join you?" I know this summer she went out and talked to a lot of different coaches at all levels because she wanted to change her offense. So she's somebody that I have just great respect for what she's done for the women's game, how she's represented the women's game with USA Basketball and with what she's done at Stanford. I think she's a class person, does everything in the right way, and is really good for our game.
Muffet, John Finneran from the South Bend Tribune. You have a little bit of relationship with somebody at Stanford, Condi Rice. You've played some golf with her and things. I wonder if you've had any conversations with her since this pairing showed up, and could you maybe relate a little bit of your golfing exploits with her?
I think relationship might be a little more than it is, but I know that she will be. I hope she'll be here supporting both teams. When we were both in the Final Four, she changed her shirt. I think after the Stanford game, put on the Notre Dame colors. Says she is a graduate of Notre Dame. So I would love for her to be here. I'm not sure if she's going to be here or not. I haven't had any correspondence with her lately. We did have an exciting round of golf where she was able to get a hole-in-one, and so that was a memorable day for all of us on campus.
What was your first wow moment with Jules, just in terms of what she's physically capable of, the way she plays?
I would say last year in the ACC tournament, she went down the floor in transition and got the alley-oop and somehow managed to put it in left-handed on a pass that was a little hard to catch and control, and at a really important point in the game. And I think that was probably the one moment on the sideline that I just thought, oh my gosh, that's a SportsCenter highlight during the game. I think we were clapping and cheering, and it was an amazing play that we went afterwards to watch quite a few times.
On the right.
Muffet, a little, John Finneran again, got an ID. A little scouting report, what you've seen of Stanford and what concerns you might have.
I think the biggest concern is how smart they are. They're just a really disciplined team that they run their offense, but they're also very good at recognizing personnel and seeing some mismatches and weaknesses and really exploiting them. So they're not a team that you can say they're actually going to run this when I think they're very flexible in what they do.
Okay, on the left.
Yeah, Coach,
Jason, identify yourself, please.
Jason Curtis from the Oklahoma. You mentioned you hope the Oklahoma Notre Dame fans come out. I wonder, with Notre Dame being such a national brand, do you have a sizable pocket of fans everywhere you go pretty much?
Yeah, we do. We had a nice turnout in Greensboro at the ACC tournament. We have a lot of fans in that triangle area. Everywhere we've gone this year, I've been really excited about the fans that have come out in the ACC schools. So we've had a big turnout everywhere. I know the club asked for 200 tickets as soon as the bracket came out. I'm hoping that they need more, and they want to come over and give us a welcome and do whatever they can to help us. So hopefully they'll come out in full force.
Cliff Brett, Associated Press. Besides the obvious, which is talent, what allows your team, being so young with no seniors, to have moment together as well as the hands?
I think when you come into a program, the expectation level is set pretty high. And so I think everybody coming in knew that there was going to be a lot expected of them. We talked to the freshmen early on that they weren't going to be able to really play like freshmen. We were going to need them right away. I think the leadership that Jewel Lloyd has grown into has really, really helped our team. And I think our point guard, Lindsay Allen, has just done a masterful job. She seems very quiet, but when you get close to the court, you can hear her talking, and she does a really great job of staying poised and keeping us level-headed. And I think the post-game has really just exploded. I think our posts, all three of them, Taya, Bree, and Catherine, have really, really played well lately and just continue to get better.
Any other questions for the coach?
I was just
Coach, identify yourself,
I'm
please.
sorry, Tom Fitzgerald again, San Francisco Chronicle. What has Hannah Huffman added to your team, at least the last couple of years? She's one of our Bay Area kids.
Mm-hmm. Hannah's having a terrific year for us. She is somebody that comes off the bench in certain situations and has really played well. She gives us energy. She is a player the fans love her because she is such a hustle player. She gets a lot of things that don't show up on the stat sheet. She'll come up with some big rebounds. She's a defensive player that we need a defensive stop. We'll put her in the game for that. She gives us great energy. She helps us on the break in transition when the other team is pressing because she handles the ball very well. She's a really good passer. She's got a great assist-to-turnover ratio. But I would say mostly it's her defense and just the spark that she gives us off the bench.
Cliff Brett, Associated Press. They have a very good perimeter team that shoot the ball off the outside. How difficult is it to prepare for a team that not only has capable shooters, but has so many of them?
Yeah, it's really difficult. You know, you just kind of cross the zone off the list of things that you're probably going to do. We got to figure out how we can stop the penetration and the kickouts, which is very difficult for us. Just having played DePaul, which was a 5-out team, I think we came away with a lot of things we need to do better. So it's a difficult challenge for us. I think that defensively, man-to-man, containing the ball has been somewhat of an issue for us this year, so I think that's something that we hope we have fixed this week.
On the right.
Coach Jeff Linder,
Yeah, go ahead.
Cedar Rapids Gazette. Sorry. Just could you comment about the strength of this region? You know, 3 really strong traditional programs in yourselves and Baylor and Stanford, compared to maybe the other 4
Yeah, I
throughout
think,
the
if I'm not mistaken, I think the ESPN analyst said this was the toughest region. It didn't say it was the toughest bracket to start, but I thought the toughest region. So we're looking at Baylor, a team that's basically, we're playing in their backyard. Stanford, a team that's been to a number of Final Fours, consecutive Final Fours. Iowa, a team from the Big Ten that has had a fantastic year. I think all 4 teams have been ranked all season, and it definitely is, I think, the most difficult region. But I said that before the other brackets were announced, so, but I still feel that way.
Any more questions for the coach? Okay, Coach, you're
you.
probably the first team to be here that came from through Lawton International Airport. So,
Thank you.
if you guys need to interview the coach, please